Signore e signori, benvenuti e buongiorno a Milano Italia per la pesata ufficiale del grande evento di venerdì sera. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the official weigh-in for our huge night of fights taking place here in Milan, Italy this Friday. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing and Salvatore Kirky of OPI since '82. We're sponsored by Leone and JD Sports. All the action is televised and will go out live around the world in 200 plus countries on DAZN. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great fight card. We have 5 fights, 3 championship fights. So at this time, let's go ahead and bring the fighters up to the stage so they can face the scale and face each other. Our first fight of the night, 6 rounds in the featherweight division. Making his way now to the stage, a 37-fight veteran fighting out of Matiguas, Nicaragua. Please welcome Pablo, El Capitán Narváez. Narváez. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He's undefeated in his young professional campaign. 6 fights, 6 victories, 3 of them coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Pagani, Campagna, Italia. Introducing Vincenzo Winchester La Femenina. La Femina. Listo, señor. Now to the scale, Pablo, El Capitán Narváez. ¿59 kilos? 59 kilos for Narváez, 59 kilos. And now to the scale, ladies and gentlemen, Vincenzo Winchester La Femina. $57 3/4 kilos for La Femina. 57 3/4 kilos. La Femina versus Narváez, 6 rounds featherweights.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
And then do you want to look up?
Sì, aspetta che sei vicino. Quando c'è? Jorge.
No, it's not the Lizzi. Ladies and gentlemen, the weigh-in continues our next contest. 8 rounds in the super welterweight division. Now making his way up to the stage, fighting out of, he's the tricky Tunisian southpaw. His professional record, 22 victories, 8 defeats, 2 draws. He has 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Wielsbeke, West Flanders, Belgium. Here's the former WBC Francophone and WBC International Silver welterweight champion, Islam Tefahi. Tefahi. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He's undefeated in his campaign as a professional. 9 fights, 9 victories, 6 of them coming by way of knockout. Here is the hard-hitting, talented young prospect fighting out of Roma, Italia. Mirko, the Terminator Natalizzi. Natalizzi. Now to the scale, ladies and gentlemen, Islam Tefahi. Fuera. Yo. Still. 71 3/4? 71 3/4 kilos for Tefahi. 71 3/4 kilos. And now to the scales, ladies and gentlemen, the young, undefeated Roman fighter, the hard-hitting Mirko, the Terminator Natalizzi. 71.95 kilos for Natalizzi. 71.95 kilos.
Isa, yeah. Okay. Okay. Look in camera. Look in the camera.
Natalizzi v. Tafahi, 8-round super welterweights.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's Esposito.
Esposito.
Thank you.
Okay.
So Esposito is coming up first, right?
First,
Esposito is coming up first, okay.
right call.
Cremona Lombardia.
Yes, Ramona.
I'll wait till he clears the area
Okay.
when he leaves. Esposito.
Esposito. Esposito.
Esposito. Thank you. Esposito.
Using over the
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to weigh in our next contest for tomorrow evening. 10 rounds of boxing scheduled for the Italian Welterweight Championship. Introducing up first the challenger. He's undefeated as a professional, 13 fights, 13 victories, 5 of them coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Cremona, Lombardia, Italia. Here is the good boy, Nicholas Esposito. Esposito. And now making his way to the stage, the defending champion. His professional record, 32 victories, 8 defeats, 3 draws, and 6 wins coming by way of knockout. He's fighting out of Crotone, Calabria, Italia. Here is the former IBF International Super Welt champion and the reigning and defending Italian welterweight champion, Lo Squalo Rosso Blu, introducing Tobias Giuseppe Loriga. Loriga. And now to the scale, ladies and gentlemen, the good boy, the undefeated Nicholas Esposito. Still. 66.65 kilos for Esposito. 66.65 kilos. And now to the scale, the defending champion, Lo Squalo Rosso Blu. Please welcome Tobias Giuseppe Loriga. 66.2 kilos for Loriga. 66.2 kilos for the defending champion.
Aspetta, ti sto dicendo, ti puoi tirare via la maglietta per favore, grazie.
Why doesn't want to take a shirt off?
Okay.
Mask. Mask. Grazie.
Metti leggermente più avanti, grazie. Girati, verso di lui ora. No, girati. Non troppo vicini.
Vogliamo provare adesso?
Ok,
Outside. Esposito v. Loriga, 10 rounds for the Italian Welterweight Championship. So we're doing now Prodan.
Before Christopher, Nicola Christopher, and after Prodan.
Yeah, Christopher first.
Nicola Christopher, Ferrara, Emilia Romagna.
Ferrara, Emilia Romagna.
Perfect.
Okay.
Maxim Prodan from Ukraine, but live in Milan.
Living, fighting, and training in Milan.
Se poi arriviamo noi, capito? Comincia a mangiare, poi arriviamo noi, siamo affamati anche noi.
Nicola Cristofori.
Nicola Christopher. Sì, sì, sì. Yes, Nicola Christopher.
Just waiting for him. Because I'm going to call this fighter up, he's going to have nowhere to sit down. This is the co-main event, right? And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the chief support for Friday night's big night of action. 10 rounds of boxing scheduled for the IBF International Welterweight Championship. Now making his way to the stage, the challenger. He's a southpaw. His professional record, 11 victories, 2 defeats, 2 draws, and 1 win coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Ferrara, Emilia Romagna, Italia. Here's the former Italian welterweight champion, Nicola Cristofori. Cristofori. Get ready for the scale. And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the stage, the defending champion. He is undefeated in his career as a professional with a record of 18 victories, no defeats. He has 1 draw and 14 big wins coming by way of knockout. Friday night, he'll be making the 2nd defense of his international title, originally from Ukraine and now living, fighting, and training out of Milan, Italy. Please welcome the reigning, defending, undefeated IBF International Welterweight Champion, Maxim Prodan. Prodan. Yo, can you tell him? Can you tell him? Yo, tell him where to go. Tell him to come. Now to the scale, ladies and gentlemen, Nicola Cristofori. 66 and one half kilos, 66.5 kilos for Cristofori.
Allora, hai già posto.
No. Stai lì, Roberto, stai lì, grazie. Devi stare lì, perché sennò impalli la telecamera. Andiamo.
And now to the scale, ladies and gentlemen, the reigning, defending, undefeated IBF International Welterweight Champion, Maxim Prodan. 66.25 kilos. 66.25 kilos for Maxim Prodan.
Prendi la mascherina, Max. Mettiti la mascherina. Sali, Nicola. Stai lì, fermo. Fermo, vieni indietro. Fai un passo indietro, Max, ok. Guardate in camera.
Prodan v. Cristofori, 10 rounds for the IBF International Welterweight Championship.
Siempre.
Stay right there, stay right there.
Cesar Núñez.
Should I say anything about Miami for Scardina?
Sì, no, anche.
Huh? Should I say he's fighting out of Miami or Rozzano?
Rozzano, it's better.
Don't say nothing Miami. Training out of Miami.
Sì, sì, yes.
Also, is he still the IBF international champion?
Hmm?
Is he still the IBF international champion? Does he still hold that belt for the IBF?
No, only EBU, only European Union.
No, but he doesn't have that. That's a vacant title. But he used to be the IBF. Is he still or back?
Qui, IBF è ancora Stilla. Former.
Former, thank you. That's important.
Ok.
King Toretto?
King Toretto.
Okay. Daniele.
Daniele Scardina.
Thank you.
What late? Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Milan, Italy for the official weigh-in for our huge night of fights taking place here on Friday night. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing and Salvatore Kirky of OPI since '82. We're sponsored by Leone and JD Sports. All the action will be televised live around the world in over 200 countries on DAZN. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to weigh in the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing scheduled for the vacant European Super Middleweight Championship. Now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 17 victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw. He has 9 wins coming by way of knockout. He's the former Spanish middleweight champion, fighting out of Pamplona, Comunidad Foral de Navarra, España. Please welcome Cesar Bam Bam Núñez. Núñez. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. His professional record, a perfect one. 18 fights, 18 victories, 14 of them coming by way of knockout. He's the former IBF International Super Middleweight Champion, training out of Miami, Florida, and hailing from Rozzano, Lombardia, Italia. Please welcome Daniele King Toretto Scardina! Scardina! Now to the scale, ladies and gentlemen, Bam Bam Cesar Núñez. $75.9 kilos, 75.9 kilos for Núñez. And now to the scale, ladies and gentlemen, the undefeated King Toretto Daniele Scardina. 75.5 kilos for Scardina, 75.5 kilos.
Metti la mascherina. Dani. Metti la mascherina. Ok, here. Sulle mani.
Scardina versus Núñez, 12 rounds for the European Super Middleweight Championship.
Great.